African American youth are disciplined at higher rates than their white peers, causing increased suspension, expulsion, school dropout, and incarceration rates. These exclusionary disciplinary actions lead youth to what is known as the school-to-prison pipeline, causing African American youth to be incarcerated 3.5 times higher than other minority subgroups. Exclusionary disciplinary actions can be detected as early as preschool. In Springfield Public Schools, preschoolers are expelled from school 1.2 times higher and suspended 1.8 times higher for behavioral issues than the national average and almost twice as high as K-12 suspension expulsion rates. Discipline rates increase when students have an intellectual or developmental disability. Aiding to the cause of the school-to-prison pipeline, students are criminalized due to educators' lack of overall understanding of the familial and cultural influences student behavior presents in the classroom. Currently, the state of Missouri allocates $90,000 annually per youth to house them in the juvenile justice system, while the state allocates $80,000 annually per student in the public school system. To combat the school-to-prison pipeline, I would like to propose the reallocation of funding from Missouri's juvenile justice system to the public education system, the Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. Within the increased funding for Missouri public schools, several policies affect the ground-level work of educators and would comprise of Policy Recommendation Number 1. Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education to require all school districts to implement ongoing, unbiased cultural training. This would be a developed understanding for educators to learn how to empower the cultural backgrounds of students as they display in the classroom setting. Policy Recommendation Number 2. Increasing the amount of positions for school guidance counselors while decreasing school resource officer positions. Policy Recommendation Number 3. Adopting strength-based interventions that keep students in school in lieu of zero-tolerance policies, which often resort to suspension and expulsion as primary discipline actions. The recommended policy changes are provided by a research coalition under the charge of the Missouri Developmental Disabilities Council. Under the direction of the MODDC, we have collected unbiased data representing the disciplinary practices African American students with and without a disability have experienced. The coalition has implemented the ongoing unbiased cultural training, hiring of school guidance counselors, and strength-based interventions at Springfield Public Schools, and found their implementation productive. It has created an inclusive environment for all students, and specifically African American students, which has combated the school-to-prison pipeline.